Welcome to the Eagle's Nest Youth Export Incubator Season 3. In tonight's episode,
let me ask you a question. Do you like money?
Yes.
The point of this program is for you to see your blind spots.
I'm quite impressed, really. You have done very well.
I need you to treat yourself and see yourself differently.
The industry is heavily run by middlemen or brokers.
Okay, so for me, that's a major red flag.
this season of the Eagle's Nest is proudly brought to you by ZimTrade and Ecobank, the Pan-African Bank, in partnership with UN Women. With its rich cultural heritage and vibrant designs, African textiles have gained global recognition and demand. First into the nest is an entrepreneur who has carved their own path in this fabric and cloth industry.
My name is Celia Rukato. I'm going to be introducing you to Chjaa, a lifestyle brand that also specializes in textile print and garment manufacturing. It was registered in 2014, and it started out as a business that made custom garments for individuals. We used to import our fabrics from Tanzania, Nigeria, to make outfits for people that were African. And then we realized in 2016 that a lot of the fabrics that we call African fabrics are actually designed and made outside Africa for Africans. So from there, we embarked on the journey of developing our own fabric designs in-house. And it's been a backward integration process from there. So in 2017, we developed 69 designs inspired by Great Zimbabwe and Kami. And through the process of just trying to tell the Zimbabwean story in different ways, we developed another 50 fabrics that aren't as literal and may not be as obvious, but pick up on other themes within the country. Through this, we had the opportunity to then expand our business and go into printing ourselves. So we started offering that also as a service to individuals. So that's where the manufacturing element of our business came in. Our capacity in terms of our business, on the printing side, we've got 500 meter per shift capacity, which means within 2 shifts in a day, we can print 1,000 meters of fabric. Our typical customers in terms of the print service side have been churches, NGOs, agriculture companies that want to print Zambias as well for their promotional wear. Our revenue in 2021 was $37,000. Net profit was $1,798, but there were a lot of leakages that happened.
Can I stop you right there?
Yes,
Please
sure.
just repeat that figure. You said in 2021?
In 2021, 37,000, that was our revenue. Net profit was 1,700.
It's 5%.
Then 2022, our revenue was 67,000 and our net profit was $7,000. And I mean, I guess as a startup, we're happy that we've gotten into the green finally. We're now looking into how we can expand into the export market because we have seen that there's interest in terms of our designs. When we got into our business, it has always been about putting Zimbabwe on the map, telling the Zimbabwean story through our products. But secondly, even just as a business, as a going concern, we believe that we'll be able to hedge against local currency risk through bringing in money from outside the country. Our industry is heavily import-based, but the items that we do want to export are items that are as much as possible locally made. I think those are the main points that I would want to cover.
All right, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Weaving together tradition, innovation, and style, Celia has a sight set on the markets beyond borders. Nomvula wants to get straight into the numbers.
Okay, what are your costs per meter? What does this retail for?
So 100% cotton, we typically get that from Kaluma Textiles. Depending on the grade, we're looking at about $2.80 to $3.20 in terms of the cost of the raw fabric. And then in terms of our print charge, because it's internal, we print, our cost will be $1.20, but typically we charge $3 when we're offering the service on a meter. Then we sell 100% cotton at $7 on a meter.
I'm quite impressed, really. You have done very well. I also like the story, trying to bring out the Zimbabwean story, and it's really heartwarming. Well done on it. But I'm also worried about the rate at which you are expanding your portfolio, the depth. I think you are digging too deep. I think you're an innovator, but we now need you to extract value, from your concept.
One thing I like about your material, it's not the common material that everybody else has. And your dress, by the way, it's absolutely amazing and beautiful. All these designs, I have never seen them, and nobody here has seen them. So you have a unique selling prep, right? Which is you've got nice material.
The quality of the product has made a big impression on Leslie and George. But wisdom appears preoccupied by the business's ultra-low returns.
I'm looking at your figures. Your figures are not making any sense. They're not making any sense. You are still in business because you like the business, but your figures are not making sense.
The industry is heavily run by middlemen or brokers. They're going to add their markup on top of whatever we charge. So I think with putting ourselves out there, I think we will have more room to then play around with price as well.
I think your value addition will move you further up the food chain.
Yeah.
Because right now you're just printing and you're giving people roles.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
When they value add, they'll sell 5 times, the value of what you're getting.
Wisdom, do you not think that by her having to give herself pressure so much right now in going into the value addition side of things, that she might actually run the risk of not focusing more on being able to create the monograms like you're mentioning?
She's got them. They're already there.
She's got plenty of them.
Plenty, too many.
You mentioned your product catalog started off with 69 designs,
Yes.
and then you added on another 50.
Yes.
Do you not think this is a key factor as to why your revenues have such discrepancies between your total sales and the net profit?
I think what we could do there is maybe streamline. I think even within looking at different markets, we can see what sort of patterns are suitable for different markets. What we'd want to do is actually find stockists within countries so that we're not doing the retail, the day-to-day retail. So it would be maybe discussing with the stockists that we find in different countries and see what sort of products are the products that move. And since we've already done the groundwork and there's the foundation of these 130 different designs, they can pick from a catalog and say, these are the designs that we think would move in our region. These are the types of stories that we'd want to tell within our region.
Stock is going to kill you, right? Considering the vast array of fabrics that you have. You're expecting, 50% of them to be liked by someone somewhere, right? That's a huge risk that you have to carry. So really decide whether you're going to go retail. Retail is going to be expensive for you, and I think, Leslie, you in retail, holding stock is, it's heavy on you.
The judges have identified flaws in the product range and distribution strategy. Retail expert Leslie praised Celia earlier, but will he echo Wisdom's opinion on distribution?
I get my clothes from Ghana. You know what they do? The back end, right? People who do fabric, and they've got a front end, the designers, right? So you walk in a shop, you interact with the designer, and you choose the kind of fabric that you want. And automatically the fabric person is there to offer whatever the client requires. So I think you can also partner. I think there are a lot of innovators in this space. You can also partner with different designers, right? So that they can do the interaction in terms of, the feel and what people want, right? And you then provide, it then becomes an integrated system. You can own the designers, you can partner with some, but I think that can also then help you, grow, and, you have control on the, on the output, right? And you have control on the back end, and your system then becomes a closed system, a robust system. And I think by so doing, you should be good to go. We can leverage on this. So for me, it's a definite yes.
I think you need to focus more on creating monograms and finding the designers, but selling your fabric at a premium which matches the designs that they want to do. Because what I've noticed is a lot of designers have great patterns, but unfortunately the fabric prints all look the same. And that always happens with the Rora Squad. You'll find like even your dress right now, I'd like to believe that's a fabric you made.
Yeah, this is a fabric we printed.
So the premium that would come with a price, the pricing range of fabric that's coming in that's unique and in the hands of a correct designer it's game changing. It's a definite yes from me, but I need you to treat yourself and see yourself differently in terms of the service that you're offering.
Celia has received 2 votes, but considering the reservations expressed earlier, will the remaining judges give their endorsement? Or are things about to take a turn for the worse?
Let me ask you a question. Do you like money?
I do.
Do you want to make money with your business?
Yes.
Okay. I think ultimately, if you want to differentiate from everybody else who is getting material from that African country and doing this, you need a very unique selling prep. And I think you have one here. I'm very impressed with this because most people are getting things from China, Nigeria, all this, and then warungo it resell here, but you're creating this here. You will make money. For me, it's a yes.
Thank you.
It's a yes from me.
Thank you so much.
Well done.
See you in the
yeses.
second
Challenge
round.
accepted.
Thank you. I look forward to it.
Please don't leave. I need to make an order. I've already chosen my fabric.
Thank
Wow.
you so much.
Congratulations.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
Success for Celia, who leaves the nest with all 4 endorsements from the judges and an order from 1. The entrepreneur will proceed to the next stage, where she will receive training to improve the global competitiveness of her business. In today's fast-paced world, the need for sustainable practices has become more pressing than ever. Next to face the judges is Rungano.
I am excited and I'm also nervous. I am also scared, but I'm ready. And it's time for me to take my business seriously. And I think this is what I'm hoping the program can enable me to do. So let's talk about my earrings. Where did I get them from? Paper Pieces. My name is Rungano Nyamaedenga, and I am a sustainable jewelry designer at Paper Pieces, where we create beads which are upcycled from paper to design earrings and necklaces. At the moment, there is a fashion revolution towards sustainability. More consumers are becoming conscious of what they consume, and on the other hand, fashion brands are also becoming conscious of the process that they use in their production process. Sustainable fashion industry is worth 6.5 billion and is expected to grow to 15 billion by 2030. This is where we fit in as Paper Pieces. What we do is we upcycle paper which we collect from local hairdressers, and that's our way of helping them, showing them how they can be part of an eco-conscious value chain, whilst we craft pieces that you can wear to any occasions, be it to a church function, aurora, a wedding, a party, or a red carpet event. And this is also our way of creative waste management. I've had opportunities to sell at the African Artisan exhibition in Harare and other pop-ups. And we've also been able to export to other stockists in Germany, in the United States, in Hong Kong, as well as in England. We have 3 types of bead combinations, ones which have 2 beads are 5, the ones with 3 beads are $8, and the ones with 4 to 5 beads are $10. Our necklaces are priced at $20. One can also customize their pieces depending on the number of beads, which also determines the price of the beads. So that's my story. Thank you.
Okay, interesting. Interesting. This is quite new to me. Jewelry made from paper. It's quite something. Is this also recyclable, the cloth?
Yes. So what we do is collect leftover pieces of fabric. So the bag that you're holding right now, that's fabric from 1996. We are using that fabric to create drawstring bags. So each box or gift bag will have a drawstring bag with the earrings.
I think this is brilliant.
The unique idea where creativity meets sustainability seems to have impressed the judges. Now it's time for Rungano to unfold her numbers.
Okay, maybe if you could just give us a rundown of what your monthly turnovers have been. What are your costs of production and like your profit margins and your turnovers? How has your business been performing?
For our sales revenue, it ranges between $60 to $330. That depends on whether we exhibit or showcase our work at a local pop-up. Looking at our sales revenue from 2022, our sales revenue was pegged at 1,637. Our expenses were quite high, which is what I'm also trying to work on managing, because our expenses were 1,307. To make, for example, the ones with 2 beads, that costs me $2.54. The ones which are priced at $10, it costs me $3.64 to produce.
Sorry, how much is it to produce the $20 necklace?
The $20 necklace, it costs $8.50.
Besides the hardware, the raw materials, you source them yourselves?
Yes, I purchase everything locally in town. There's a jewelry shop where I buy the pins, the hooks, the bead caps, the rubber stoppers, and then the cards which are holding the earrings are also made locally, as well as the boxes and the bags.
What happens in between expos? What do you do in between for your sales?
One can also order their earrings online, either on WhatsApp or Instagram, or they can visit a shop called Natai in Avondale, where we keep our regular stock.
And what marketing efforts are you engaging in to get awareness for your product?
So far, using social media, that has worked really well for us. We had a photo shoot, and then using the photos from that content, we then promoted the post using our social media channels. So far, it's mainly Instagram and Facebook and WhatsApp.
It's a confident start for the entrepreneur. However, George has some concerns over a distribution channel.
With the revenue that you're getting, tell me, besides your one shop, what other distribution channel do you have?
That's the only one I have at the moment.
Okay, so for me, that's a major red flag. There's a lot of ways to get your product to be seen by a lot of people, because your product here is very African, right? I've got ideas for you at airports, right? At holiday resorts, Victoria Falls, where you can actually make higher margins than what you're making here, because tourists like these type of things. I promise you, in a day, you're going to make a lot more than the 60 to 300 than waiting for a day once a month where you're going to sell your products to majority of people, because your target market is not here, right? And it's well packaged. If I could see this little bag in Italy and France and, proudly Zimbabwe, and people would look at it and say, wow, this is nice. How much is this? $30, $40? They'll pay happily because it's nice.
Valid input from George, a sign he believes the idea has potential. Leslie now wants to drill down into the business's production capacity.
How many earrings do you make a day?
The process is quite long, because you have to design on the paper, then cut, then roll the bead. So if it's today, we're cutting and rolling, we're cutting and rolling. Tomorrow we're painting. Tomorrow we're varnishing, and then we're assembling, so that we make more as we go.
Okay.
But in a month, I'm able to produce between 40 to 50 pairs.
50 pairs, yeah.
The the low production capacity might have pushed the wrong buttons, and Nomvula has an even more damning revelation to make.
So at this juncture, I need to exonerate myself from the adjudication process with her, as I am a client and associate of hers.
That's very ethical.
I'm really hoping that you apply everything that you've been told. I hope when you do come back, you're going to have sales which are far more. Increase your visibility. You know, go to people who are doing videos, go to models, go to people who are getting photo shoots. Hi, can you just tag this on your photo shoot so that people can see that, you know, you've got a product. You're not selling it, but you're marketing your product so more people get to see it. So from me, it's a yes. And I hope when you do come back, you will have applied these things. And I really want to see what you would have done with the marketing aspect that would have also related to your increase in sales.
Thank you.
I like the product and the bags, well branded, but there needs to be a lot more information on your packaging. We want to see your contact details, Facebook pages, so that as I've bought this, I should be able to refer back to, you know, all the other ways that I can buy your product. It's going to be a yes from me, and I'm looking forward to seeing more in the next round.
Thank you.
2 votes for the entrepreneur, but she needs 3 votes to make it to the next stage. Will Leslie's earlier concerns over production capacity cause him to shred his endorsement?
So I think your model has to be tweaked a bit. There's nothing that can stop you from doing 50,000 a month. You know, I think the potential is there, but it's now about the initiative which comes from yourself to really say, let me be more aggressive about my venture. My response is going to be based on you promise me something. Are you going to make this more Zimbabwean-centric? We need that identity. You know, that identity, and even the earrings. I think it would be nice to also have the Zimbabwean colors around it and everything. That identity would also then, you know, actually help you build a good story so that it gives us that leverage to be proud of who we are as a people. So if you promise me that this is going to be more Zim-centric, you have got a yes from me, but I need to hear from you.
I promise.
So it's a yes from me.
That's not a good promise. That's not, you're selling yourself. You know, that's a brilliant idea from him, because every country has colors.
Yes.
And instead of just having these colors, you know, Jamaica has a color, America has a color, Zimbabwe has a color, you know, the Rastafarians have a color. So it could be potentially a marketing thing for you to incorporate specific colors for a specific group of people. So that's a brilliant idea, not to centralize it to Zimbabwe.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah, so Zimbabwe would be great, but that's a good idea for you. So when you're exporting to another country,
Zambia,
you can put
use the theme.
their colors so that when somebody sees those colors, they know they're from that country.
Okay. Well done, Rungano.
Thank you.
Well done.
See you in the next round.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Rungano is through to the next stage, where she will receive training to improve her business so she can continue to actively participate in reducing paper waste, one earring at a time. Zimbabwe's diverse climate and fertile soil make it an ideal region for cultivating a wide range of spices. The next entrepreneur believes his product packs a punch.
Hello, judges. My name is Kudakwashi Mate. I'm the founder of Cogan Farms. Mainly, we deal with organic chilies and organic goat meat. We used to outgrow big companies like Better Agriculture Zimbabwe and the Ndere Farmer Support. But after Better Agriculture migrated to Mozambique, we decided to package our product like this and supply in some supermarkets. This package we sold to them at a price of $1. That's why we take it. Then we also have the 3 different products. There is this one is bird's eye powder. Then the other one, this one is chili flakes. Yeah, crushed chili flakes. Then there is a new product. We haven't yet started selling it now, but we are still a research we are doing. This is chili oil, but the main ingredients are bird's eye chilies. Okay. Thank you.
A somewhat flat pitch from Kudakwashe. After losing his main buyer, he now targets new markets beyond the borders. Food scientist Leslie Marange is the first to interrogate the entrepreneur.
So, bird's eye is the only variety that you do?
Yeah, currently we are doing bird's eye and paprika.
And paprika, okay. Well, how many hectares of land are you farming? Or you are consolidating from other farmers? What's your model like?
Yeah, we have 4 hectares, but we're farming on 1 hectare.
1 hectare.
Yeah, because of the market.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why we approached ZimTrade to maybe get some market so that we can export them.
Okay, dollar is how many grams?
This one is 50 grams.
50 grams?
Yes.
And what's your production capacity like?
From 1 hectare, mainly we get around 10 to 12 tons.
10 to 12 tons?
Yeah, raw chilies.
And how many do you then get from the dried?
From the dried chilies, most of the times we get about 3 tons.
3 tons?
Also, yes.
Okay, and then you sell at $1. How many grams?
50 grams.
50 grams.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Can you tell me some figures that, you've been selling these for $1? Can you tell me what has been, your usual sales over the past couple of months?
Some figures. Okay. Combined.
Whichever way you want.
Okay. Okay. So from last month, we had something like $5,000 US. These small packages, we got something like $1,000.
Okay.
By revealing a flourishing revenue stream, Kuda looks like he's starting to season his presentation, despite the pressure in the nest. Nomvula, with a farming background, is intrigued.
Okay, Kudakwashe, maybe if you could just run me through the process that you've been using right now for your distribution of your spices and which stores you've managed to supply and on what the recurring orders that you're getting.
Packaging is still new to our business.
Okay.
Mainly we were just outgrowing and sell it in bulk as it is. We are now adding value to our product. That's when we started packaging.
Okay. I'm glad you actually highlighted that packaging is something that's new to you.
Yes.
Because as Leslie passed me the chili flakes, they were actually spilling. So I was quite concerned about that. But I'm glad that you're aware that packaging is not yet at par with where it needs to be for the market.
Yes, yes.
I think you're definitely onto the right track. Bird's eye chili is something that is in high demand. So in terms of the actual seeds that you're growing with, are you using a variety that is recognized in the export market? What has your research been around the actual seed that you're using for your crops?
We're getting our seeds from La Rochelle. Actually, Kevin Martins is the brand ambassador of organic products in Zimbabwe, regionally. So that's where we're getting our seeds from.
So right now you are actually farming according to the requirements in terms of chemicals which would not be allowed?
Yes. Actually, we're using compost manure and goat manure. That's why we're into chilies and organic goats farming, yes.
And so in terms of any certification, have you done anything yet in terms of that?
That's why we're selling them as ordinary chilies.
Okay, you have not yet reached that stage.
Yeah. Because if we reach that stage, that packet will actually fetch something like $4 to $5.
Correct. Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Nombala recognizes the potential and profit margin of the entrepreneur's organically farmed product, but only if certification is obtained. Will George be more forgiving?
You seem very laid back. I don't see you as a very good, salesperson of your product. To me, you're a bit too meek. And, you should be a little bit more aggressive and well-spoken about your product to be able to convince, even if you go to people now with what you're telling us, people won't really be convinced. If you're not the best salesperson, maybe get somebody else who can, influence people to, look at your product and try and engage you into what you want to do. So for me, I'm not really happy, honestly, with a lot of things. And for me, I'm going to give you a no, because I don't think you haven't impressed me enough to, make you go to the next stage. I would want more character when you
He's
speak.
a farmer, George.
He's a farmer.
Yeah, get it correctly, but
And
he's
he
selling.
even took a pivot. He took a pivot. He lost one of his big buyers. He took a quick pivot. He just admitted that his packaging is not great. He's got a product which has a great niche.
He can be a farmer with a good product, but understand this, if he doesn't have the market around it,
But that's
How
why
is
he's
he going
here.
to?
That's why he's here. He's presenting a product which is listed right now with the Ministry of Agric as a product which has been marked as Zimbabwe presenting the correct climate conditions for it to be grown for a premium grade that is suitable for export.
A huge blow for the entrepreneur from George. Kudakwashe can only watch as his pitch caused fiery tongues amongst the judges. Will he find solace from Leslie, the food retail entrepreneur?
I think one thing that I like is you have identified a problem, which is not just your problem, a problem for the community, because this was part of your livelihood, right?
Yes.
I'm actually impressed that you are coming up, rising up to the occasion to say, no, we have got a problem. Now the market that was there is no longer there, but we can't then sit and ignore. Let's try to do something. That's really revolutionary, and well done on it. Your pricing is also very good. I was just doing your numbers, right? To say if you're selling 50 grams at $1, which means 100 grams is $2,
It's $2.
which then makes a kg $20,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And if you dry the chilies and get 3 tons, you're likely to get about 60,000, and you've got 4 hectares. If you then say 60,000 times full utilization, that's $250,000, and that's significant. That's something. So I see a lot of potential in your endeavor. And from my side, from where I sit, now that you are that young person who is coming from the community and say, no, we can't leave things like this. I think I should see Shakadar, somebody has to do something. And because of that, it really appealed to me. So I'm going to give you a yes to proceed on the next round, but on condition that when you come on the second round, a lot of things around the packaging should have improved, right? From where I sit and the initiative that you have taken, I really appreciate what you have done, and I'll give you a yes for that.
Thank you.
Moved by the entrepreneur's story and the initiative he has taken, Leslie gives his endorsement. Will this have the same appeal to the other judges?
You spoke about your capacity. What's your farming capacity? And at what percentage of that capacity are you right now?
Right. Currently, we're 4 hectares. We can expand, but currently we're farming on 1 hectare.
You're farming on 1 hectare.
Yeah.
so 25%.
25%.
Yes.
Okay. So there are months where you don't have product.
If you do it at a larger scale, you would always have, because chilies produce chilies twice if you have irrigation.
It's a seasonal crop.
It's a seasonal.
No. I'm talking about stockpile. Chilies doesn't go bad, right? You are farming less than your capability. Then you have months where you don't have chilies.
Maybe it might be an issue of resources. How much does it cost to farm a hectare?
Let's say around $1,000.
Around
And
1,000.
you made $5,000.
it's not looking good for the spice entrepreneur. Nomvula has heard enough and is ready to make a verdict.
Okay. Kudakwashe, from my end, picking up from where Leslie has just left off, I would argue that, yes, he's crunched the numbers and it sounds fantastic, but specifically for the chili flake, you're definitely shortchanging yourself price-wise. So when you actually can have the color this correct, your grains are looking right, it's a spice that I'm very familiar with. Look at how much it's being sold for by the more established brands and make it one of your star brands. Because in the market, it is a very difficult one to find on the shelf. And that could really be your niche that you would push for. You definitely benefit from being part of Eagle's Nest. And red chili flake is definitely a spice that is being demanded. And I know several scouts have come into Zimbabwe looking for farmers to grow it. Yes. So the fact that you're on that path, you fit right into the criteria of what Eagle's Nest is after. So for me, please just make sure you take note of everything you'll be learning along the way. And I wish you all the best. And it's a yes from me.
Right, thank you.
Kudakwashe needs 3 votes to make it to the next stage. His fate rests on Wisdom, who seems convinced that the business is not yet ripe for export.
We have judges that have defended you as a farmer, right? But as a farmer, you are farming under your capacity, right? And you have downtime with no produce.
I wanted to expand when I get the real market. That's why I approached ZimTrade for...
No, but
Why are we ignoring the pivot that he's been taking, Wisdom?
The point of this program is for you to see your blind spots, okay? You want to go export. And it's important for you to see things that you otherwise would not have seen, right? For example, you did not know where the paprika went after you sold it in bulk, right? You do not know how it was packaged. You need to do that research.
He's doing the pivoting now. Hence, he said his packaging is not where it needs to, and that's why this one is leaking. He's doing all of that. He's aware of where he's trying to go. He lost a big buyer. He said, look, rather than sit and wait, I'm going to now pivot and try and enter into unknown territories.
The other issue, Wisdom, that I'm seeing is actually not only his problem. I think it's a system problem, whereby we are given seeds to farm, right? And then we give produce to people that we don't even know where they take the produce.
They don't want you to know.
They don't want to know. So I think
you know what?
Actually...
My issue right now, guys, is I think you're absolving him of responsibility.
No, we're not.
You are.
Can you tell me, what have you done with the money that you have received?
You see,
you've received 5,000 this year.
Yes.
What have you done with the money that you've received?
That I've received?
Yes.
I've managed to put some irrigation system. Now I'm farming, now I can harvest twice.
Yeah, you know, look, great product, you know, great demand for it. But I'm not really seeing the knowledge of the business side, right? You are a farmer, I get it. You're good at that. The business side, there are some gray areas. You need to really work on, 1, your packaging, which was discussed. Number 2, your figures, right? Number 3, you need to plan, okay? You need to stockpile this product that does not go bad, okay? Please come back and embarrass me and George. It'll be a 80% yes from me.
Thank you.
All right. I wish you all the best, and I hope to see the changes.
All right. Thank you.
Please make good use of the lifeline you've been thrown.
Because trust me, the next round is not going to be this simple. You might go through this, but if you don't present your facts properly and have your figures and improve everything you've been told, you're not going to go far.
It's a lot of work.
Okay, I'll try and improve.
I'll add $1 to your 5,000 to make it 5,001. So I'll buy your paprika and go and test it in your flakes.
I would like the chili flakes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
That's okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kuda.
Okay.
In an unexpected turn of events, the spice entrepreneur has made it to the next stage, securing 3 endorsements, one of which is conditional.
Currently, our business is still small, but through this show, I'm expecting to boost off to grow big.
Hot chilies come in small sizes. Kudakwashe leaves behind a raffled nest.
Somebody should be able to present themselves and what they want to
He
achieve.
did present himself. You need to have
But
also...
it's very convincing.
What
You,
you're saying
you
was
are looking
invalid,
for the business orientation only.
which is critical.
Which is critical.
This is what we're about,
yes,
is it?
it is critical.
He needs to become a better business person.
But at least he is making a bit of effort to then say, okay, we
But
abandoned.
is he the same guy to go and approach companies
But
the way
maybe,
he was speaking?
maybe right now, like he's saying,
Is
he's
he going
putting
to have you
irrigation.
guys backing him
No,
up?
no, no. But he knows that he's probably not even the guy for it.
This
but
guy
he's pivoting.
is you 15 years ago.
Yes.
You know, trying to figure himself
He's
out.
running all different departments of his business for himself. We're all coming from different informed backgrounds, and I think that's why our panel has such a vast majority of talent sitting on it. And in some instances, it's never personal.
Business is a holistic approach. You know, you can be strong in one facet, but you need to find yourself in others. You know, it's not enough to be a farmer. You must also be a great business person at the same time.
People have, you know, a way of thinking which is parallel to mine. It doesn't then automatically make me, you know, dismiss those people. I think mainly I follow the storyline, I follow the vision, I also follow, you know, the business case.
Our approach is slightly different as to how we're going to judge that particular contestant. So you'll find that a lot of times on certain topics, we really do end up at loggerheads because of that.
Yeah, we may disagree on some things, but at the end of the day, our fighting on stage is constructive because it brings out the best of the entrepreneurs to see that their businesses have different views from the different people that are going to either experience their product or service.
Next on the Eagle's Nest.
What's the feedback from the men who've used this?
They're always coming back.
We would like to believe our quality is supreme.
Are you truly standing by your product?
I always rep my brand.
The honest truth is you are self-sabotaging yourself.
The problem is me. Well, the thing is, I got it from Gogo.
But your ingredients are written Kashuga.
The Eagle's Nest Youth Export Incubator Season 3. Thursdays at 1900 hours on ZimTrade's YouTube channel.